Hello and welcome to the fourth and final part of my Canuxsploitation-A-Thon. Because this is the last one, I got a real special movie for you. And when I say special, I mean it in that Ralph Wiggum kind of way. The Shape of Things to Come is a 1979 adaptation of the sci-fi novel by H.G. Wells. And when I say it's an adaptation, I mean the filmmakers used the title as an excuse to make a Star Wars knockoff. The novel is kind of a future history book, stretching from the 1930s all the way up to the 22nd century, and ending with mankind achieving a utopia. This movie is about Jack Palance using an army of robots to conquer the moon. And I know what you're thinking. Based on that description, this movie sounds awesome, but the reality is a lot different. Well, it's the beginning of a sci-fi movie, which means we got a whole lot of text to read. Wait, the time is the tomorrow after tomorrow? So it's the day after tomorrow. That's always a good sign. Alright, the gist of the movie is that Earth has been devastated by war, forcing most of humanity to colonize the moon. However, because of high levels of radiation, mankind depends on a drug called Radic Q2, which is only produced on a desolate planet called Delta 3. So, in other words...
He who controls the spice controls the universe!
Also, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think your credits are on fire. Ah, jeez, I can't believe this. This intro is such a rip-off of the opening to Star Crash.
This is Washington. New Washington.
You sure? 'Cause it looks a lot like Epcot to me. I see this movie has a Space 1999 cast member in it, so at least we know the moon got back into orbit. And what? Clea from the Doctor Strange movie is in this too? Oh, poor girl. First her pilot doesn't get picked up as a series, and now she has to star in this. Barry Morse plays Dr. Cabal, creator of an experimental spaceship called the Starstreak, but a senator on the Moon Council won't let him test it because of orders from New Washington's master computer. Is it me, or did that sound like the plot to a parody of a sci-fi movie? Unfortunately, a ship piloted by some rejected Doctor Who robots is on a collision course with New Washington.
Yellow alert. The whole city's on yellow alert.
Well, better evacuate the city. At the speed this thing's going, it'll crash within the next week. Their Commodore VIC-20s don't seem to be much help. Hopefully the city's master computer knows what to do.
Master Computer Lomax, this is Jason Cabell.
ID confirmed. Go ahead, Jason.
You know what? The voice of this thing is reminding me of another Canadian movie.
Do not try to escape. You are in my control. I am the sum of all evils.
The computer's unable to stop the ship, and what's worse, they still haven't evacuated Zardoz yet. Just kidding. I wish I wasn't, though. There's still 90 minutes left. But hey, look on the bright side. At least the guy who crashed into you remembered to leave a note.
This is almost Robot Master on Delta 3.
Ah, I see this is the forgotten Battlestar Galactica sequel, The Legend of Curly's Gold. Omus is played by Jack Palance, who I assume had a new car he needed to pay off. Omus explains that he's overthrown the government of Delta 3 and plans to use his robots to take over the moon, the Earth, the galaxy, you know the drill.
What is it you want?
I have made giant strides in technology, Senator.
Oh yeah? Then explain those robots. New Washington is not gonna stand for this.
Lomax, what is your opinion?
From data stored in computer baffles, it would seem that an act of aggression on our part would be imprudent.
Exactly. Wait, what?
Lomax, you authorized the building of Starstreak.
For exploration and defensive purposes only.
The guy crashed a ship into your city and said he wants to take over everything. I think stopping him counts as defending yourself. And the supercomputer isn't the only thing that doesn't make sense in this movie. For example, are those spacesuits or are they cosplaying as baked potatoes? And are you sure this isn't actually New Ottawa?
We found the pilot. It's wedged in here. May take a while to get it out.
Oh yeah, bud, like that thing's wedged right the fuck in there, eh? They take the wreckage of the robot pilot that crashed into the city and give it an emergency R2-D2-ectomy.
I don't know what they called you on Delta 3, but I'm gonna call you Sparks.
I am.
You're working!
I am.
Oh, did I say R2-D2? I meant those cutesy robots from the black hole. Looks like it's time for the script to not make sense again.
Omus wants to control all of our lives, just the same way he controls his robots. He sees himself as some kind of benevolent dictator. Our society has no place for a dictator.
You take all your orders from a supercomputer. Doesn't that technically count as a dictator of some sort? Or did that thing get voted in? Cabal decides to defy the supercomputer and take the Star Streak, cause hey, he didn't vote for him. Oh, and he gets radiation poisoning starting it up or something? Seems like it'd be a lot easier to just use an ignition key. Meanwhile, Sparks demonstrates his ability to be precious.
Watch this. How was that?
Wow, you can do stupid things, Sparks. Since one guy isn't enough crew for the Star Streak, Kim and Cabal's son Jason decide to go with.
I would like to help.
No, don't take the robot. Well, I guess it could be worse. At least he doesn't have robo-testicles.
I've located Dr. Cabal. Visual scanners on Star Streak activated.
Preparing for takeoff. Lomax, you've got to stop them.
They are seriously endangering our plan to do nothing. But surprise, the supercomputer doesn't do anything and lets them leave.
Out there is the vastness of space, where all possibilities exist. Man's future is limited only by his imagination.
Well, and budget in this case. Meanwhile, on Delta 3, the former leader, Governor Nicky, yes, that is the name they're going with here, is busy organizing a resistance group against Omus, which consists of about 8 people with spears. I'm starting to understand how Omus was able to take over this planet so easily. They might want to postpone their attack on Omus. Their lightsabers look a little short. Seriously though, are there no guns in the future? It looks like they got all their weapons from a Frank Frazetta painting. My god, Omus's plan is to take over Delta 3's water treatment plant. The Fiend! And take note everyone, when constructing an army of robots to take over the galaxy, make them as slow and clunky as possible. Hopefully Nicky can call for help.
Calling New Washington. This is the Delta 3 Citadel. Nicky calling. We need some assistance. We need some assistance.
Like, OMG, we totally need help. These robots are so grody. Turns out sneaking right into Omus's office was a bad idea, and Nicky gets discovered by his robots. Well, looks like they're trapped, and oh, never mind, you can just run past them. The Resistance members' weapons prove to be no match for the robot's highly advanced bitch slap technology. I tell them to run away, but you could probably power walk faster than these things. Meanwhile, we learn the Star Streak is malfunctioning and they decide to stop on Earth to repair it.
It's gonna be strange being back on the Earth again.
7 years since the last of the great robot wars, and the end of civilization as we had known it.
Ah, come on, Robot Wars wasn't that bad. Whenever your spaceship needs repairs, always be sure to stop at the nearest pirate radio station. Unfortunately, the only one there is an extra from an Italian zombie movie. Oh, and some more Doctor Who monsters that apparently kidnap Kim. Hey, I got a question. If Earth was largely abandoned due to high radiation levels, shouldn't they be wearing protection right now?
I can't get an exact reading, but I'm picking up a high radiation level in this area.
Geez, better turn back and get some radiation suits. Or just keep going, whatever. I have no idea what these grass monsters are, but here's what I hope they do to Sparks. But it turns out these weird monsters are actually something even more terrifying.
They're children.
Oh god, it's an entire planet of Kennys! Okay, these kids aren't actually Kennys, mainly because they don't talk and aren't in the movie very long, but they do illustrate another problem with this whole situation.
Jason, they're sick. Radiation.
Yeah, radiation, which is why you should be getting the hell out of there. Actually, they do end up leaving after promising to bring back some Radic Q2 for the kids, so I guess they didn't need those repairs they were talking about earlier. Hopefully going the speed of light will make this movie go quicker.
I don't feel anything. We're approaching the speed of light.
Well, just be glad the force shield is fully operative.
Yeah, the Force is not with this movie. Also, bullshit you're going the speed of light. Does anything on this ship work?
No deviation from set flight path.
Okay, take it easy, Sparks. I'll reprogram a better self-adjusting tape for you when we get back to the moon.
How about you just leave them turned off? That way we wouldn't have to hear dialogue like this.
Yeah, well, I guess we could all use something to eat, huh?
Sure. Nothing for me, thanks.
Haha, Sparks can't eat anything because he's a robot. Not that Omus's robots are much better. I feel like fat guy tuba music should be playing whenever they're on screen. Fortunately for the Resistance, the robot's sensors can't detect anything through tall grass. You know, it just occurred to me that we're 2/3 of the way through and our heroes haven't even gotten to Delta 3 yet. This is like if most of Star Wars runtime was just the heroes sitting in the Millennium Falcon waiting to get to the Death Star. But this leaves time for more important things like sexual tension.
I don't know, Sparks. Sometimes the way you look at me, you give me the feeling that... Forget it. You are just a robot, aren't you?
I'm afraid so, but if there is any change, you'll be the first to know.
The robot wants to fuck Kim. That is an actual thing in this movie. Something finally decides to happen when the ship accidentally enters the 2001 ending nebula.
Closing rapidly on magnetic field.
We're gonna break up.
Well, at least the nebula comes with a light show. When they get to Plaid, that's how we'll know they've reached ludicrous speed.
What the fuck is happening?
I can't tell if they're in pain or having the greatest orgasm ever. I could have done without seeing the robot's cum face, though.
What the hell was that all about?
They had to kill 10 minutes of runtime somehow. They finally reach Delta 3 and spot another one of Omus's ships.
We could try and fire a missile.
No, we haven't got the maneuverability, Jason.
Oh, it means more destruction than New Washington. And we just have to stand by and do nothing.
Right, because God forbid we have a space battle in this movie. And is it me, or does Delta 3 look a lot like where they were on Earth?
It can't be!
Smokey!
John!
Hey, you didn't happen to bring a gun, did you? I think that could really tip the odds in our favor.
Welcome, friends, but we better get away from here.
Too late.
Oh no, it took 5 days, but they finally caught up with us somehow. It's a good thing the Starstreak crew is there. That just doubled the Resistance's numbers. I feel like these robots wouldn't be a threat if these people could just fight a little better than the Star Wars kid. Just when the situation looks hopeless, the movie somehow finds a way to make Jack Palance look even sillier.
I am Omus, Emperor of Delta 3.
By the way, does anyone know how to make my chair stop spinning?
I have many impressive things to show you in my citadel. My guard robot will bring you.
John, this could be dangerous.
Oh no, not danger in a sci-fi adventure! Now that I think of it, what exactly was Cabal's plan? The Starstreak is set up as a powerful ship that could be used to fight Omus, but when they get there, they just land with no weapons and then walk around until they get captured. We also learn Omus plans to steal the Starstreak to return to New Washington, so way to hand it right to him. Hey, so should we help? No? Okay, well, good luck then, I guess.
Well, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm going to the Citadel.
It's not that easy.
You know, we've seen Sparks can teleport. You could have him just grab Cabal and get the hell out of there. It's just a suggestion. Well, that's it. Now Cabal's really going to politely ask Omus not to take over the galaxy.
Dr. Cabal.
I was waiting with my chair turned for this moment. I'll bet Jack Palance crap's bigger than this guy. Omus explains his plan to Cabal, who remains unimpressed.
Under my rule, the people will want for nothing. Except freedom.
Again, your society is run by a computer. At least with Omus in charge, your dictator will be an Academy Award winner. When Cabal refuses to help, Omus shows him his newest invention, a helmet that robs Jack Palance of even more of his dignity, and a machine that makes Cabal really, really have to pee. Fun fact, that was also his reaction at the movie's premiere. After killing Cabal, Omus contacts the Starstreak.
D3R765.
This is Omus, your creator.
And just how does Omus know that Sparks is on the ship and is the same robot that crashed into New Washington? At this point, I'm not even mad at this part, since it's actually consistent with all the other stuff that doesn't make sense in this movie. Like Cabal saying the moon will never tolerate a dictator even though they take all their orders from a computer, the ship landing on Earth to get repairs and then leaving without getting any, and introducing a plotline about Cabal getting radiation poisoning only to then have him die of something else. But hey, at least we still have the movie's stunning action sequences. Damn, the robots found a rock. There's no way the Resistance can stand up to that kind of firepower. You know, I just realized pretty much all of Jack Palance's scenes take place in this one room. Was this filmed in his house or something?
Star Street, Martin. It will arrive at the Citadel any moment now.
What do you want with Starstreak?
What do you think he wants? Omus explains that he's rigged Delta 3 to explode by evolving it to death, or some shit like that, I don't really know. The point is we get to see Jack Palance wear this funny helmet again. Oh no, why did I chug that Powerade before I came in here? The day is saved, however, when Sparks remotely reprograms all of Omus's robots to turn against him. Sure, why not? That's right, Sparks just became a literal Deus Ex Machina. But this leads to what is easily my favorite part of the movie. After the crew escapes when the planet starts exploding, we get this moment. You know, when watching a movie like this, sometimes you just gotta cherish the little things. Like Jack Palance accidentally getting hit on the head by a piece of fake debris. Oh, and there goes the universe's only known source of Radic Q2, so I guess anybody who gets radiation poisoning in the future is fucked. Happy ending! Well, I will say this about the movie, it's given Escape from Galaxy 3 some serious competition for worst movie I've ever done on this show. I've featured movies with worse effects, worse acting, and plots that make less sense than this one, but there's something almost magical about the way all those elements come together to create one gigantic pile of shit. The movie's biggest crime isn't that it's cheesy, it's that it's boringly cheesy. It has none of the colorful energy of something like Star Crash. Instead, it's just dull. Oh, and out of all the movies I've done in the Canuxsploitation-A-Thon, this is the one most easily available on DVD. Ultimately, this movie commits the two worst sins a movie can. It's stupid and boring. And unless you really want to see Jack Palance get hit on the head, I just can't recommend this one. So that's it, the end of the Canuxsploitation-A-Thon. And after 4 of these movies, all I can say is... oh, Canada. Well, that's all for now. Until next time. Oh, almost forgot. I'm going on tour again. Go to this website to see the dates. Later.